All right, if you're a project controls professional apprentice, the term K28 has probably been on your mind. It can feel like this big abstract thing, right? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to change that. We're going to give you a clear step-by-step guide to mastering it. Let's get into it.
So first, I want you to meet Jody. She's a level 6 apprentice over at IBIS Stores. She's sharp, she's driven, but she's also staring down a challenge that I'm guessing a lot of you are facing right now.
And this is the big one. This is her problem. It's one thing to see K28 on your apprenticeship standard, but what does it actually mean day to day? And maybe more importantly, how on earth are you supposed to prove that you've got it down?
So here's our plan. We're gonna follow Jody's journey from start to finish. We'll see her face the challenge, watch her crack the code with a little help, then see how she applies it, gets the right evidence, and, you guessed it, totally aces that final assessment. Think of it as your roadmap, from confusion to total confidence.
Okay, so this is where it all begins. Jody's looking at her development plan, and this K28 requirement just seems huge and honestly a bit vague. She's feeling overwhelmed, so she does the smartest thing possible. She books in a chat with her mentor, Adam. And this, right here, is her first big breakthrough. Adam is Jody's mentor, and he's got a real knack for making complicated stuff seem simple. He's about to take K28 from this scary bit of jargon and turn it into something Jody can actually understand and use. Adam starts with the basics, the official definition. He breaks it down like this. At its heart, K28 is all about using data to really understand what's happening on a project. You're using numbers to see how things are really going, which in turn helps you guess what's coming next and make much smarter decisions. Now listen to this, because this is probably the most important thing Adam tells her. It's a total game changer. He says, your job is not to be some kind of math wizard. Nope. Your job is to be more like a detective. You just need to pick the right tools for the job and then correctly interpret what the clues, the data, are telling you. It's all about interpretation, not impossible calculations. And this is exactly why it's so important. You know, before, a lot of project decisions were based on gut feelings, on what someone thought was happening. But with K28, you're moving away from all that. You're going from guesswork to actual evidence. You're spotting risks way earlier and making calls based on cold, hard facts, not just someone's opinion. So Jody's feeling a lot better about the what. Now it's time for the how. Her line manager, Riddle, gives her a real task on a live project at IBIS Stores. This is it. Time to stop talking about it and actually start doing it. Riddle lays out the kind of stuff Jody will be doing. You know, looking at performance data to spot trends, measuring if the team is being productive by comparing output to input, checking progress against other projects or the plan, and using all that info to raise a flag about risks before they blow up. And this all builds up into a really clear development path for you too. It makes perfect sense, right? First, you learn the concepts. Then you get your hands on some real data. Then, and this is super important, you start to question that data. Is it any good? What are the assumptions? And finally, you develop that professional gut feeling, that judgment to know when your analysis is solid enough to bet on. Okay, great. So Jody's doing the analysis, she's learning a ton, but now we're back to that other big question. How does she prove it? For this part of her journey, she turns to her apprenticeship coach, Olivia, who's an absolute pro at building a fantastic portfolio for APDM. Olivia just cuts right through the noise. She tells Jody, look, the assessors don't want a theory lesson. They want to see what you actually did. They want to see your work. So you should be uploading things like your analysis outputs, dashboards with your commentary on them, trend reports, and, this is key, your written reflections that explain the so what behind all those numbers. Now, this is pure gold. Olivia knows that writing a reflective analysis can sound really intimidating. So she breaks it down into a super simple two-step formula. The first step is all about asking a couple of straightforward questions about what you did. So when you're writing your evidence up, you just start with the facts. What was the data you looked at? Why that data specifically? And what tools or techniques did you use? Did you look at averages? Did you run a trend analysis? Just be specific and lay it out clearly. Perfect. So once you've set the scene by answering those what and why questions, you're ready for the second part of Olivia's magic formula. This is where you really show your understanding. This is where you explain the impact. And honestly, this is the most important part of your evidence. What did you figure out from the data that nobody knew before? That's your insight. And then what happened because of it? Did your analysis change the project plan? Did it make the project manager do something differently? You have to draw a clear line from your analysis to an actual outcome. So Jody's portfolio is now packed with amazing evidence. There's just one last thing to tackle: the end point assessment, or EPA. Coach Olivia switches gears and starts prepping Jody for that professional discussion, making sure she's ready to talk about her work with confidence.
Olivia starts by throwing some typical questions at her, like this one. This is a classic, right? What they really want to hear is you, in your own words, explaining how you connect the dots between crunching numbers and actually helping the project succeed.
And would you look at that? This is what a top-tier, distinction-level answer sounds like. See how it shows a much deeper level of thinking? It's not just about a single number, it's about patterns, trends, and variability, and then it perfectly connects that analysis back to its real purpose, giving evidence-based recommendations. They practice another one. Now, this question is really testing if you get the difference between just measuring something and actually interpreting what that measurement means for the project. A little practice like this goes a long, long way.
So, the final piece of wisdom Olivia gives Jody is this simple but incredibly powerful idea. Whatever question you get asked, make sure your answer hits these 3 points. You did the analysis, you figured out what it meant, that's interpretation, and that led to a real control action. Nail that loop, and you're showing you're operating at a level 6 standard. And there you have it. That's Jody's journey. She started out just staring at this code, K28, feeling totally lost. But by breaking it down with her support network, actually applying it, and learning how to talk about her work, she absolutely mastered it. She went from confused to confident. So the only question I have for you is, what's the first thing you're going to analyze on your project?